Welcome back, Sagittarius. Thank you so much for joining me for your bi-weekly reading. We're going to be looking at the next 2 weeks for you, which combines not only a new moon in Virgo on August 30th, but also the beginning of September. And of course, we are now in Virgo season. Definitely check out my new moon in Virgo video that I just posted yesterday. That will have more information for you. If you find that you would like to do a private session with me, you can schedule that on my website, which is IamEmilyGear.com. I do obviously the card readings, energy healing, and akashic records readings, or at least I mix them all together, typically, depending on what you need. So you can schedule those on my website. And without any further ado, I want to ask Creator Source to provide me with messages for Sagittarius for the next 2 weeks. Oops. All right, that was a lot of cards. The first one that popped out here was Fortune. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This is obviously amazing, fortunate energy. So something really positive is coming for you. Something is changing for the better. I do feel like some of you might not immediately recognize the change as being for the better. Why do I say that? Because if some weird golden see-through guy showed up, you would be like, this is fucked up. So I feel like, you know, something might come up where you're like, this is really fucked up. I don't know what I think about this. I don't know if I trust this. And yet, it feels like, you know, with the Wheel of Fortune showing up, which is also in my mind represented by the planet of Jupiter, which is your ruling planet, that this feels very fortunate. It feels very much at home with you. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. We have the card that's magic. That's the Magician. We have 3 of Cups. We have the Ace of Arrows. We have the 4 of Cups. And we have the Queen of Cups. So I think that part of what is changing for you is some of you may be recognizing the truth in a situation that involves either other family members, community members, friends. It could even be that you are involved with, you know, more than one person. You realize someone else is involved with more than one person. I think there's a sense here, more than anything, that there is just this relief in knowing the truth, whatever that might be. It's empowering truth, whatever that might be for you. I think that in some ways this feels a little bit like wish fulfillment. Like it could be that something happens at your job, right? That doesn't immediately look like a good thing. But you realize that, oh my God, the job I always wanted just opened up somewhere else. Now I can't, you know, now I can go without feeling guilty or whatever. You know, I can apply for this new job, potentially get it, and I will know that it was meant to be, or something like that. That is kind of what I'm getting, because I've also got the 4 of Cups here, which tells me that there's something about your present situation that you are not happy with. There's something about it that is dissatisfying, that is creating a sense of like, I almost feel depression coming through this. So you may be sad or depressed where you are. You may have been staying for all the wrong reasons. So if this is a relationship, If this is a relationship, you may have been hanging around for all the wrong reasons, and you're just kind of getting to know what the truth is. It could be that you are trying to choose between more than one person, or more than one job, or more than one career. But what's coming up is wherever you are now is not really doing it for you, okay? I have the Queen of Cups here. So to me, with all this green in her dress, it kind of makes me feel like it drives me back to the heart chakra, that's where the truth is. So if you can really be aware of and honest about the feelings that you're having on the heart level, that will help to direct you to how to choose. Because I do feel with the Magician here that you have power in the situation. It's not just about this chance happening, this thing that comes up, whatever it is, or this change that comes in. The change may be the result of your doing, or it could come in and then you make a decision based on that. In either case, you have some power in this situation that you need to exercise toward, this to me says heart truth, toward what it is that you love, that makes you emotionally fulfilled. I feel like this is giving care and attention to the emotional side that maybe you haven't done in the past. I almost get this sense of, it almost looks like the same woman in both of these cards. So it's like she's been denying herself and allowing herself to be miserable, lonely, unsatisfied, ignored, taken for granted. And she's craving desperately to find that she herself is emotionally fulfilled, because she's not getting that right now. This is sacrificing yourself for some situation, and it's never worth it. It's never worth it. Something is changing to break you out of that. Okay, let's see a little more about what is changing. 9 of Cups. This, I just said it, wish fulfillment. Something that you really want is coming in. I still feel this sense with some of these cards, with the Wheel of Fortune and even with the Ace of Arrows, because sometimes that can come in and feel like a tough truth. It can feel like a hard truth, something you don't want to have to recognize. But what it does is it brings in the possibility of this 9 of Cups, which I feel like just wasn't possible before. You know? It just wasn't possible before. This is that stagnant 4 of Cups. You need to add 5 to get 9. And what's the 5? That can be breaking away from something. That can be grieving the end of something. Okay? Now, I don't want to, that's not showing up here. The 5 has not shown up. But I don't feel like there is a change that's necessary. Don't feel like you're in a place where you're receiving this wish fulfillment, but it comes in as a result of this change. What else? Yeah, you're going to have to make a choice here. 2 jobs, 2 people, 2 ideas, 2 ways of thinking, 2 different places to live. Whatever it is for you, okay? There is a choice that you're going to need to make with the 2 of Coins showing up here. I do think that you've been sitting on this choice for a while. See that mountain in the background? That feels like a massive block. That feels like, shit, I do not want to have to climb this mountain. But this is what's on the other side. I mean, I'm hearing the phrase, you have to spend money to make money. So maybe for some of you, this is about a job or a business that you're building. And you need to choose whether you're going to invest in something or not. You haven't done it. You've played conservatively, but it's not really getting you anywhere, right? You're not being fulfilled. You're not filling your cup up here. But now you're going to have to choose, because you're going to have a whole hell of a lot more than 4 cups if you, you know, choose to invest wisely, okay? Or make a wise choice or move in a wise direction. In some ways, this is not going to require, though, a huge amount of mental effort, because this is fate intervening on your behalf, in your favor. All right? What does Sagittarius have to do to bring about this 9 of Cups energy, this wish fulfillment? What does Sagittarius have to do to bring about the wish fulfillment? You've just got to do it. You've just got to get started. So if you're trying to write a book and you don't want to start just writing, I mean, at some point you just have to sit your ass down and start making sentences on the page, even if you think they're dumb, even if you think they make no sense, even if you're not really sure what you're writing about yet. You're just going to have to do it, and that's going to take some willpower, some self-control. I get from this, and this is funny, this came out in the last reading for Scorpio, and it felt like someone holding them back. For you guys, I feel like you do have support. You have support in other places that you might not realize. And so making this first step might feel terrifying because you're not used to it. You don't really know what you're doing, right? This is the student. This is someone who's learning, but you still have to make that first step. That's what gets you to this 9 of Cups, this wish fulfillment. You can't, I'm trying to remember what the saying is, but it's like you can't win the race if you don't ever sign up for it, or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, you have to put in step by step, slowly, the effort to get there. You cannot sit by in this 4 of Cups energy and just be miserable and let the world pass you by in your little cell of a life. No, I don't mean to be disparaging in any way. First of all, these are energies that are coming up for a lot of people, and second of all, these are tough energies sometimes. The result for you guys is good, but it can be challenging. You may be, with the 5 of Coins just coming up, leaving everything or changing everything that you feel you know. Maybe you're very comfortable in the job you're in, and this is terrifying because you'd have to step out into a different, you know, work environment, different set of friends, different set of coworkers. Maybe this is a family situation. You've had a child with a person who is it is just not working. You are draining each other to the point of poverty, you know, whether literally or emotional poverty. There's some kind of poverty that you're in right now that you're being broken out of, to the 9 of Coins, of course. This is that self-respect, that sovereignty, that self-respect is kind of the word. What am I trying to say? This is that honoring of yourself, making decisions based on your highest and best good, and no longer martyring yourself or sacrificing yourself for either something that is not fulfilling anyway, right? Or really, that's it. Something that's not fulfilling anyway. Or for a bigger group that isn't fulfilling you, but you feel bad about. Because that feeling came up earlier when thinking about leaving a job. Somebody's thinking about leaving a job but feels guilty doing it. So you can't sacrifice yourself on the altar of guilt, right? No one in their right mind would tell you to do that. But that does include situations that involve other people, including children, if the situation is unhealthy, all right? Obviously, you're going to want to make sure that you have examined all the options, but I feel like there is a deep dissatisfaction, a deep boredom, a deep sense of depression that may be going on for you. Finally, we've got love, which is the lovers, Osiris and Isis. And we've got transformation, which is the death card, Persephone and Pluto, of course. So I do feel like this is transforming. There is a death too. The way that you have experienced love in the past, the way that you have experienced partnership in the past. If we're not talking about romantic love, but we're talking about partnership or, you know, creative partnerships, work partnerships, business partnerships. There is a balancing and equaling out of the energy between two people, and that is because you took the initiative to stand in your own power, 9 of coins, and Pluto always reminds me of power, immense power, right? You took the initiative to stand in your power to make this change, and therefore you have balanced some karmic scales, some experience that you needed to have in this lifetime in order to not only in the, you know, in the practical world, find a better match, whatever that might be, a person, a job, etc. But also on the energetic level to attract in that thing that is a vibrational match to you. This is almost like the reward that comes from working so hard, on clearing, you know, the karma that you're carrying. I don't like that concept though. It's so old and so stagnant and stale, and I feel like it's not very, I don't know, it feels short-sighted, it feels myopic somehow. But anyway, I also feel like Jupiter comes in as your ruling planet and now direct comes in and delivers this gift to your front fucking porch. And that gift is of a new balance in your life that you have not had yet. And you've been profoundly out of balance, in fact. With this 5 of coins, this 4 of cups, all this shit here. Making this choice, this drives it home. Here's the choice you made. Making that choice actually brings it into balance. And this card is also about balance. And don't forget that it all drives you towards your wish fulfillment. This whole scenario is about choosing yourself in a situation which is out of whack, like seriously out of whack. I feel like the power dynamics are out of whack. You deserve a situation where you are loved and cherished in the way that you would like to love and cherish another person. I feel like in the past, maybe you have acted almost like either the power dynamics were way out of whack and you guys were switching roles, or you were acting almost like a servant to this person. You were expendable. You were, that could be the case. I don't want to upset anybody, of course. And that might not be your case, but I am sort of getting that vibe that you weren't valued the way that you should have been. Okay. All right. So I'll stop driving that point home. Let's just get a final word, bit of advice. Okay. Queen, of course it is. Queen of Staves. Queen of Staves. This is really about self-empowerment and creating that for yourself, right? Being the creatrix. Bringing that into your own life by making these choices, by making it happen. You've got the magic card here. Like, these cards go hand in hand. There's so much power and energy behind you right now. It's really time to recognize some of these situations for what they are and make the choices based upon what gives you the emotional fulfillment that you have not had and that you deserve and you now know you deserve. Okay? So empowerment, that is the key word these next 2 weeks. All right, guys. I hope this was helpful in some way. We kind of meandered around a little bit, but We always kind of get there. So in any case, thank you so much, guys, for watching, for your likes, your subscribes, your shares. All of that contributes to helping people to find my channel. And I appreciate you. And I will see you again in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.